All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called They Were So Young, 1954. Giving it 2 out of 5 stars. I thought it was less decent than Death Ride to Osaka. I'll look up the movie poster later to see what it says. It has so much writing on it. It's got Perry Mason, Raymond Burr from Godzilla as the bad guy. In German, it says Mannequins for Rio. 1954 German-U.S. drama film directed by Kurt Newman and written by Felix Lutzendorf. Kurt Newman and the blacklisted screenwriters Dalton, Trumbo, and Michael Wilson, both uncredited. I forgot to put Dalton Trumbo's name in the description. Of course, he did the great Johnny Got His Gun. Dalton Trumbo. Right. He's in the description now. He is no longer uncredited. The film stars Scott Brady, Raymond Burr, Joanna Matz, Austrian actress, and it was released on January 7th, 1955 by Lippert Pictures. I guess Lippert Pictures was doing film noir with Terence Fisher. Oh, maybe I was thinking of Samuel Fuller. Oh, no, Lippert Pictures employed Fisher for The Horror of It All, 1963. I stand corrected. It was shot at the Bendisdorf Studios near Hamburg. The film sets were designed by the art director Hans Sonel. Yeah. Art director Hans. Raymond Burr as Jaime Coltos. He's supposed to be some Brazilian greedy white male swine of a capitalist pig. But he's not really white. Well, he's a white actor playing a Brazilian dude, a swine capitalist male of a capitalist pig. I got that mixed up. A model agency in Rio de Janeiro is actually a front for a white slavery ring that kidnaps European women, sells them on the South American sex market. Sounds a lot like the plot from Death Ride to Osaka. Only the women are naive Europeans. They're not naive Southern Californians. And the women want to be dancers, not singers. That's the only difference between these two movies. And of course, it's 1954, so there's no nudity in this one. Unlike the Death Ride to Osaka, the taglines are, their hearts were so high in the clouds, they never knew their feet were in the dirt. It's referenced in Buccaneer Soul, 1996. The soundtracks are Heit Nacht Licht mir die Liebe Beginnet. Ay, ay, ay. It's based on an outline prepared from official documents by Jacques Campanese with the cooperation of Interpol Paris, International Police. Production company is Corona Film Production. Distributed by Lippert Pictures. Release dates October 20th, 1954 in Germany, January 7th, 1955 in the United States. 80 minutes runtime. It's a West German, U.S. thingamabobber. Okay. This person, well, let me just say it gets a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Only 212 ratings. So, very obscure movie. And there's one glowing review as the featured review. There are 13 total. And I found one glowing review from Django 1, dated December 31st, 2002. It says, Scott Brady and Raymond Burr star in German-made white slavery melodrama set in Brazil. 90% of this film is well-made, exciting white slavery melodrama about a German girl, she's actually Austrian, lured to Brazil for modeling work, but trapped in a white slavery racket. She turns to a U.S. engineer working in Rio, Scott Brady, who initially asked for help from a powerful Brazilian industrialist, Jaime Coltos, Raymond Burr, but soon suspects that Coltos is not exactly what he appears to be. That's all developed well and acted convincingly by Burr, Brady, and newcomer Joanna Matz, the Austrian actress. Then there is a frame story explained in a talkie prologue about how Coltos almost led southern Brazil to secede from the rest of the country, and how Coltos, modeling himself after Jefferson Davis and Aaron Burr, was a brilliant strategist and almost dictator. And at the end of the film, after the white slavery plot has been resolved and you think the film is over, we go back to the two characters in the frame story, a general and a U.S. reporter, and we learn that Coltos was eventually found guilty of high treason and sentenced to hard labor for life, while Raymond Burr's character may be a crook and control a corrupt machine. There doesn't seem to be anything political about his actions in the film. I wonder if the frame story was added after the fact, and I wonder why. In any event, this little known entry in the Raymond Burr filmography is worth seeking out. Coincidentally, is one of the last releases of Lippert Pictures, the interesting low-budget company that was kind of PRC of the late 40s and early 50s. Lippert always padded its release schedule with imported films, including a number of excellent UK and continental crime mystery films, some featuring American stars, and as the studio wound down to to its end, more and more foreign films appeared. My review has been of the U.S. release of this film entitled They Were So Young and So in Danger. Perhaps someone who has the original German language version would tell us if the frame story exists in the original or if there were political elements in the main plot that were cut out for the U.S. release. Yeah, I have no idea what this person's talking about. I watched the Cult Cinema Classics version, and it didn't have any of that so-called frame story. The Lippert started collaborating with Hammer Films. So I don't know what it's talking about. One of Lipper's last films. Lippert Pictures. It was founded in 1945. And so in 1956, Lippert signed a deal with 20th Century Fox to produce films under the name Regal Pictures, often westerns or horror pictures, for it to distribute. So it was a full 2 years after this movie when they changed their name to Regal Pictures. And this person is saying they did movies between 1954 and 1956. Now I'm intrigued. We'll dig deeper into the Lippert mystery. All right. They Were So Young is the eighth to last film that Lippert did. To be more precise, we're going to correct this person's guesstimations here. And the frame story I have no idea about, but sounds pretty good. We're all in favor of secession here on this channel. But knowing that Dalton Trumbo wrote the story, he probably hated South American dictators, military juntas, and the like. So he probably tried to insert a political plot in as the frame story, and then they cut it out later. That's what I'm guessing. I could be wrong, though. What do we got coming down my list? We've got He Walked by Night. That's the one I skipped over. I should have watched He Walked by Night, but I skipped over that one and I watched They Were So Young. So I'll watch He Walked by Night next. And then Whatever It Takes, 1998, One Dark Night, 1982, Cipher Bureau, 1938, and Sinners in Paradise, 1938. That's my list. So this one was disappointing, but I wasn't expecting much. I should have watched the other film noir, They Walk by Night, but I went too far down my list, so I'll make that correction tomorrow. I've only got 1 hour left with my son. Then I got to drive him back home, maybe cook up a little bit of ramen dinner, and that's on with the list marathon for tomorrow. Laters.